Bree, I hope I'm pronouncing her last name right. Rami.
Bree Romy.
Romy, thank you.
Yeah.
Bree Romy. So, entrepreneur, she designed this hair clip for Black women.
Yes.
And then she designed it right. I'm going to read the description of it. It's a marketed unique magnetic hair clip specifically for women of color with locks and braids, right? It's low tension, protective, and innovative, designed with a Black woman's hair in mind, right? So great invention, right? I think everybody, it's an easy assumption to say that that's a needed product.
Well,
right?
wait. Let's jump a little further into that.
Yeah.
It's Black innovation again.
Yeah.
So this young Black girl created a hair clip that has unique styles and shapes, stars, bows, really, really nice. And it connects with two magnets, and then it has teeth that can go through braids or locks and hold it together. So now she does this. She's starting to sell her product. And then there's another woman online named Kristen Owen that is selling the same product. She's white. She happens to be white. And she's selling, I guess, a knockoff version of what Bree's hair clip is. Now,
give them the kicker.
So here's the kicker. So Bree recognizes the fact that her shop is copying her style, and she makes a comment in a conversation to, I guess, Kristen Owen about using her product, and then another influencer,
copycat,
by the name of Keandra, publicly came out and defended her as well. So what happened was this girl got on the internet and started crying, saying the copier got on the internet,
claiming
white lady,
claiming victimhood,
bullied.
Yeah.
And so what happened was she filed a lawsuit against Bree,
the innovator,
and the activist Keandra that defended her, and a judge actually sided with her and let them in 6 days a federal judge
with the copier
and issued a gag order.
Kirsten has said within 6 days a federal judge issued a gag order preventing Bree and Keandra from publicly discussing the case, and a UCLA law professor flagged is constitutionally shaky. So imagine you invent somebody steals your product, you question them about it, and then they sue you, and a judge sides with you and says they can't talk about it. What's going on?
White women tears, man.
Well, that's what it was basically said. It says, if this fits into the historical pattern described as white women tears, weaponizing victimhood and the legal system against Black women who speak up. And this is my problem with Black media. This is a huge story. We are not talking about this on any of these platforms, these Black-owned media platforms. There's a young Black woman that has innovated and built something, and I do not see it on The Breakfast Club. I do not see it on The Shade Room. I do not see it on The Root and The Griot. And I understand that there's a lot going on, but we have to have our ears to the ground and to our community, that when these things happen, we come to the defense of our own. Because right now, there's really TikTok is really the community that's standing up for her and her product. I know that she filed a patent on the product itself, but again, we have to amplify these stories, because this is just a systematic pattern of things that Black people create. Our ideas get stolen, somebody else takes it, makes a bunch of money off of it, and we don't really have a chance to do anything about it.
So I want to get started with this question, right? The historical narrative of white woman tears, right? How does this narrative fit into the accountability and then the victimhood of what the copycat is claiming, right? Speak to us about the historical narrative of white woman tears.
Well, I mean, I'm not a white woman, but again, I've said before that I've had my own situations where I was in situations where I felt uncomfortable by what was being said by a white woman, and I've always kept my distance. I've never, dated white women, and I've always just, been attracted to Black women. But I understand far too often that the weaponization of things that a white woman can say against Black men or Black people have real life consequences. I mean, Tulsa was over something like that. An entire community was burnt down because a woman said that she was touched by a young Black male, and they burnt the town down. And so I know, no one nobody Black is immune or not susceptible for that kind of conversation to be had and those kind of accusations to be had before. But when it comes to, again, our IP and our intellectual property, these are the kind of things that really, really bother me because, again, you know, I'll use the word allegedly, that she allegedly copied this user's, allegedly copied Bree's invention. And then when she's getting questioned about it, she files a lawsuit. And again, those are the things that just happen systemically over our community time and time again when it comes to our inventions.
You said one thing, that TikTok is coming to her defense.
Yeah.
So I think I'm willing to bet that there are a lot of white women on TikTok who were coming to her defense as well, the Black woman's defense.
Yes.
That's one thing we don't talk about. We do talk about the white woman's tears, but there are some white women who get busy.
Absolutely.
There are some white women who really get busy for us, and they will read a white woman who was crying for no reason to the ground. And so I think that it's important to talk about that because we need that. We need that voice. We need the white woman who is, and I have friends who white women who are friends that will read you to the ground. And so that's important. That's so incredibly important for them to know that we see you, we appreciate you, and keep doing it because they know their people. You know what I mean? They know what that looks like. So it's important.
Yeah, and
that's important.
To be candid, that's how I even saw the story, was a white woman that was calling her out. She was like, they might not be able to talk about you, but I'm going to talk about you.
Absolutely.
I'm going to call you out on what you're doing.
Yes.
And why you're copying this Black woman. And not only allegedly did she copy the actual product, but even the way that Bree marketed her product online. So even the marketing strategy that she was using to market the product. So for those out there that want to actually check out Bree's content too, you can go to breeromi.com. That's BREROMI.com. And these hair clips, they're so amazing. They're cute. They're stars and they're bows. And it's like, is Black girl magic in action? And once again, somebody's coming and trying to just snatch that from us. And so I think it's very important, again, that's the role of Black media, to make sure that we talk about these things and have these conversations to protect our creatives. I think it's important.
Do you think that Black creators and inventors, we should be more aggressive about filing patents early on in the process?
Look, I'm working on this thing with Sexy Red right now. I told her, you weren't here. I don't think you were here. But so what I say about that is that Black culture freestyles greatness and innovation. Yeah. And sometimes we do it to a fault, that we don't understand that we're doing something and saying something that can make a lot of money.
We don't understand that we're the cultural engine.
Yes.
We just don't get, we know it, but we don't understand that without what we are innovating, without what we are creating, nothing moves. And the minute we understand, the minute we get it, then that's when we take our power and say, oh, wait a minute. When I say go, it's go. When I don't move, then nothing moves.
Right. And there's so much power in that. And so we'll say things and I'm like, man, you better trademark that.
Yeah.
You better copyright that. This is a couple episodes ago that shout out to Kai Cenat, who's doing Mafia-thon 3. But his last Mafia-thon last year, he had Sexy Red on there. And she said something during the broadcast with Kai Cenat. Okay. And I trademarked what she said. I went and because I said, somebody gonna take that and make a bunch of money, put their kids through college, and Sexy Red gonna be like, hey, that's mine.
Yeah.
But I'm like, when you freestyle some fly phrase online, make sure you trademark it. And so we're working on that product and that phrase right now.
Nice.
To have it out.
You're giving it each episode. You give more and more clues about what it could be.
No, I'm just saying, look, man, we gotta stop saying fly stuff. Anytime that I say something,
help it.
That's my point. It's like, yo, I'm telling you right now, I told you something that I filed a trademark on, and I'll say it again. I filed a trademark on shits and giggles. Guess what I filed it for though? Toilet paper with jokes on it.
Oh wow.
See, I was like,
that's good.
So as soon as I came with that, I was like, yo, trademark that.
Yeah.
Toilet paper, napkins. I said toilet paper, shits and giggles, toilet paper with jokes on it. Because if I say it, and then somebody runs off with it, I can't be mad that I didn't do my due diligence.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Black culture has to do its due diligence in what we say and what we create and what we invent. So we're making these, I've seen this time and time again. Some black designer will make a real cool jean and it'll be on fashion over the next week. Or anything.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing over and over again.
But then also we got to know, we don't have that information. A lot of us don't have that information, even though we should, because it's very accessible. Like we can find out how to do it.
Mhm.
But we're so excited to create that we forget the business part of it.
And but that's social media. That's the reason why I made fan base.
Yeah.
We'd be so excited to create the dance, the challenge, all these things. And then meanwhile, the infrastructure winds up being worth $300 billion.
Yeah.
About 12, 15 people that don't look like us are multi-billionaires, have yachts and mansions and boats, and go on to invest in other companies, and they wind up buying basketball teams and influencing elections and being able to buy all the real estate and all these other things. And we got to stop and think like, yo, we have to build the infrastructure of the things that we create first. That is why fan base is there. I'll say it again. If I was white, I would have not built this app. I would have not built this app for a white guy, because there would be no need for another white person to build another social media platform that leverages black culture that doesn't give them anything. 2, if I did not know that the value of this platform could reach hundreds of billions of dollars, because I see it with my own eyes.
Yeah.
I see that ByteDance is worth about $340 billion. Instagram separated away from Meta's a $300 billion company. Meta's a $1.9 trillion company. And someone black needs to own an infrastructure that leverages our culture, that leverages our culture to that type of valuation and that type of wealth.